All right, traders. Unfortunately, I was not able to continue to post last week because I did end up testing positive for COVID on Wednesday. This is now day 5 of having COVID. With that being said, I am starting to feel a little bit better. So I'm going to do what I can and I'm going to post this video. In terms of when I do get sick, I try my best to get better as fast as possible, but I do try my best to push myself and to do what I can. In terms of what I was able to do, right? Because I may have not been able to post the video, but I was able to trade and I was able to be present within the Discord server of Trader Society. And in terms of the small account challenge, I did end up pushing for new all-time highs back to back. On Thursday, the portfolio was up 8.26%. And then on Friday, the portfolio was up 10.64%. This account started with $3,941 on July 18th. It is now at $7,139. And I'm going to keep pushing it with this small account as it is now up over 81% since July 18th. And I want to give a big shout out to a member within Trader Society. I'm going to try my best to get him on a podcast. It'd be great if we can pick his brain. We could share tips and tricks and go over some of his trades. Within the past month, his account balance was at $4,000 to $5,000. He ended up flipping that small amount of money into $167,000, trading GameStop, AMC, Tesla, and SPY options. With that being said, I'm going to try my best to get him on a call. It'd be great. But for those of you who are in Trader Society, if you search his username, Bob5543, you search it right here, members, there's over 16 logs of messages of him showing his trades, showing his open positions, explaining why he entered his trades. There's a lot of value and a lot of information that he has given out. So if you do want to go back and see in terms of how he was able to do that, there's a lot of important messages within there. So with that being said, let's get into how to trade the best setups at the best prices. So let's start off with the SPY. In terms of the SPY, in terms of the macro, in terms of where do I think we're going to be in the next 2 to 3 weeks, it's a little bit too early to say, but I am leaning bearish. I am leaning towards under $400, maybe even to $390. I could see something like this happening with the SPY in terms of the next 3 weeks. I could see something like this occurring where it just starts to sell off. You could see the SPY right here from 429 all the way down to 385. The SPY right here from 408 all the way down to 380 in terms of where I think it's going to bottom out from this crash, $390.89. So from a macro perspective, within the next 2 to 3 weeks, the absolute highest I can see it going is 417.39. I'd be a little shocked if it went to as high as 429.06, definitely possible. But from there, it's just downside. I see a move back down to 390, back to 400. That's where I see it within the next 3 weeks. So I'm waiting. I'm patiently waiting for a better confirmation. I'm waiting to swing trade some puts. I'm going to go about 3 weeks expiration. I'm going to give myself about 3 weeks on those, stay in the money. I haven't entered it yet. Trader Society will be the first ones to know in terms of when I do enter, but I have been patiently waiting to take a put option swing trade on the SPY. I've been waiting for a very long time, still haven't done it yet. In terms of some of the reasons why I think this, we have major resistance at a 415 to 417s. If it pushes above 417, it turns that into support. The absolute highest I see this going is to 429. 429 would literally be the top. Look at this deadly triple top. Gap to fill on SPY right here, fills the gap, sells off. Gap to fill on SPY right here, fills the gap, massive sell off, right? Deadly triple top for a quintuple top test if it is 429. That's literally where I would take a massive position size on puts and just hold those out for a little bit. But we do have another gap to fill at 417.39. So the reasons why I think we can potentially see the top here soon within some time, it's consolidating. We're consolidating and we're chopping at the highs, like right here. This is a massive overreaction to the upside from 362 all the way to 415.68. We got a lot of major resistance in this 415.60 range. We have a gap to fill at 417.39. That's a make or break level, right? If it reacts to support, it rockets the 429 gap, which is the ultimate top. If it reacts as a resistance, this comes crashing back down and starts to fill the gaps below. You got several gaps to fill below on the SPY. Take it one gap at a time. But the way I see it, we're chopping. We're chopping and we're sitting at the highs. And when SPY does that prior to having an overreaction to the upside, This is an overreaction to the upside. It chops at the highs, lower highs, sells off, right? If you study the history of SPY, it tends to do that. When it has an overreaction to the upside and then it chops at the highs for a couple days to about a week, it tends to sell off. And in terms of the choppiness, it has been chopping at the highs for 6 days now. 6 days. The chop started on July 29th. You could see right here, I want you to bring some awareness to this pattern, right? Just bring some awareness. Look at this. I'm going to show you this here very, very clearly of what can possibly happen. Overreaction to the upside. It gaps up, chops at the highs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 days, sells off hard. Overreaction to the upside. It's been chopping at the highs for 6 days now, and we're seeing similar candlestick patterns. Trend reversal candlestick right here. Trend reversal candlestick right here. It's forming lower highs. It's forming lower highs. We're seeing similarities. Compare the daily candles from here to here. We're seeing a lot of similarities, man. It's just a matter of time before it just starts selling off. I'm bearish. I think within the next 3 weeks, we're really going to start dropping and selling off. I'm waiting to enter that swing trade in terms of put options, in terms of, what's the best entries to swing puts? $415.60 is going to be your best entry. Absolute best entry is $417.39. If it breaks above that, you get stopped out. Your new entry and your new best entry is $429.06. If I enter this at this lower resistance level and I'm wrong, I get stopped out. And then I take my next trade at $429.06 with a bigger position size, make it all back and more. You cannot go wrong at $429.06. But this level is worth a shot. I'm just waiting for a better confirmation, but it's looking very solid. 6 days of chop, lower highs, failing to break out. It's starting to sell off. It looks weak. It looks overall weak. I'm not seeing how this is really going to be able to hold up, right? So we'll see. I haven't pulled the trigger on anything yet. I think it's a tad bit too early to be saying this. I'm just watching it for now. But if we start getting some red candles on the daily, we start forming a new lower high towards this 411 level, under 411 level, I'm going to be swing trading those puts 3 weeks out. And those will be on track to go to 390, 400 to 390. So I want to bring awareness to that. Now let's talk micro. Let's talk intraday price action. Let's talk opportunity. So we got to discuss our trading channel. This is our overall range. Let's pull up the let's pull up the 30-minute chart here. Let's talk about our ranges. So in terms of our ranges, heading into this week, your best price to buy puts is going to be $415.70. $415.70 to $416.10 is your best resistance level. Write that down. If it breaks above that and it reacts to support, your next best level for this week is going to be $417.39. If that reacts as a resistance, it starts to sell off. If 416 to 415 reacts as a resistance, it starts to sell off. Now, what I want you to understand is for the bulls to take control of the macro here, because they are struggling for 6 days now, they need to turn 417.39 into a support level. They need to turn 417.39, this gap fill level, into a support level. They need to break above this. They need to turn this into a support level this week. If they cannot do that this week, I strongly believe we're going to see a strong sell-off over the next 2 to 3 weeks. If they cannot do it this week, a strong sell-off back under 400 to 390s. That's my current beliefs. This is the week they have to do it. If they can't do it, if it reacts as a resistance, or if we form lower highs towards 415s, or if it drops even lower towards 412s, forming more lower highs towards the end of the week, it's basically over. These next 2 to 3 weeks, overall downtrend back to 400 to 390. That's my thoughts. Now, if the bulls break above 417 and react to support level, we will be on track to go to 429 for the macro within the next 1 to 2 weeks if that happens, which is the best level for puts, right? So understand the key make it or break it levels. Make it or break it levels. 417.39 for this week. Make it or break it level. 415.60. 415.60 to 416.10, right? Make it or break it levels. Now, let's go over some lower levels that we need to talk about here. Let's go over the 30-minute chart, right? So give you the best level for puts. I gave you trend direction. So if we start topping out towards, this 415 range, where's the overall price target's going to be? Your overall price targets in terms of scalping is going to be right here. If you can get filled that high, your overall price targets for scalping in and out, 413.50. 413 to 413.50. That's where your overall targets are going to be. If you're getting filled that high, that's your overall targets, right? Get in, get out, scalp it. Here's some more updates. This is another make it or break it level. For the bears to step in to see some sort of amazing swing trade opportunity, for the bears to step in, this is what I need you to understand. This is what I want you to focus on, right? I want you to focus on these channels, right? We're going to go over 2 channels. This is what I want to show you. The bulls are really trying. This is our first channel. 406 to 413.50. 406 to 413.50. Best price for puts was 413.50. Best price for calls was 406s, right? Save those levels. Those are going to be very important levels heading into this week. Save that. Now, here's what has been trying to happen. The bulls have been trying to break out and take control. But on Friday, they failed. They failed to hold. You can see right here, resistance, resistance, resistance. 413 to 413.50. It had a breakout. It tried to fill that gap at 417s. It kept testing. It kept retesting 415.70 and 416, which is our new major resistance, new top of the channel. No longer 413.50. Now it's 415.70 to 416.10. On the daily, it's 417.39. Make or break level on the daily. Now, we saw a crack. It attempted to crack. During extended hours, it sold off hard, dropping to 409.50. Cracking below that previous resistance, failed to break out. It tried to turn into support right here. It did. It rocketed back up. Lower high, cracked. But it's back, and the wicks are forming. So this is a make it or break it level heading into this week. In terms of your support, in terms of your key breakdown, 400, this wick right here, low of this wick where it bounced off of. See the low of this wick where it bounced off of towards the previous resistance, reactive support, low of this wick. $412.15. 412.50 to 413 is your make it or break it zone. If 412.50 cracks, it's a bloodbath. 412.50 cracks, bloodbath overall this week to 406. Bloodbath if 412.50 cracks. If 412.50 continues to hold, we will continue to see the SPY continue to try to push and to continue to try to break out, right? This is the current zone we're in. 412.50 to 415.70. That's our overall zone. If the SPY is forming lower highs, if it's breaking the support, it goes super bearish. It tries to crack 409, and then it goes back to that 406 level. But you can see right here, you got a lot of support at 408s, right? So understand the make it or break it levels. 400 and 1570, best resistance level. This is your support level, your make or break support level. 412.50, make or break support level. Top of the channel, bottom of the channel. If it cracks, we sell off to 408 within time, 406 this week. If 412.50 continues to hold, it continues to try to pump above 414. 414. If this rips above 414, turns it into support, it's going to retest 416, and then it will try to break out. Best resistance, 416. Best support, 412.50. If that cracks, next best support, 406 to 408, right? I'm going to be put option focused. I am put option focused. We are topping out at key resistance, but the SPY is still turning previous support into resistance. However, it did crack on Friday, and it is forming lower highs, which leads me to be more bearish. This support right here, which was previous resistance, is now trying to react as a resistance, react as a resistance, react as a resistance, which is bearish. The flip-flop level, make or break, 412.50. 412.50 is your make or break flip-flop level for this week, 412.50. Also, if the SPY hits 407 to 408 this week, it will likely see a nice bounce. So in terms of, for those of you who are interested in dip buying calls, low 406s is your best price to dip buy calls this week. We will probably see a bounce at 408 as well. Gave you the best levels. Middle make or break flip-flop level, 412.50. Top, 415.70 to 416.10. Right now it's forming lower highs at 414. trying to crack 412.50. It's a battle right now in between this 412.50 to 414 level, right? So heading into this week, and for those of you who stay to these videos, you truly get rewarded with the best information. This is going to be another key level, 413.47. If this reacts as a resistance, I will buy puts at that level. If it struggles, if it reacts as a resistance, I will play puts at 413.47 if it reacts as a resistance, if it struggles. If it's reacting bullish, if it's breaking out, I will sit on the sidelines till 415.70. That's the game plan. That's the key levels in terms of, what's your price target if it's reacting as resistance? 412.50. If it starts bouncing off 412.50, I take my profits. If it just cracks instantly, reacts as a resistance, take some profits, hold a little bit longer for the next overall target, which would be towards this 411 to 410 zone. That's my thoughts. That's my analysis on this buy. Those are the key levels. We need to talk about Siga. So, with this whole monkeypox going around now being a global thing, this could be something where it's the next mRNA. You guys remember Moderna, mRNA. I've compared the charts. I've compared the volume. I've compared everything, the history. mRNA literally went from nothing to $497. Siga is doing the unbelievable right now. It's doing something it's never done before, and it just keeps pushing for new all-time highs. The volume is crazy. Do not short this stock. Do not try to find the top on this stock. I want you to understand, in terms of an investment, and I've been saying this within Trader Society, I told people to start investing into this stock at 1570s. I sold, I locked in my profit. But in terms of long-term investors, if you are looking to make a long-term investment, you put a small amount in, and this is something where you would YOLO. Siga is a potential opportunity because it has that viral effect. It has that monkeypox. It has that volume. It has that new all-time high consistent effect. The chart looks identical. I went back to the early stages and I compared Siga to mRNA's chart, and it looks identical. And it's doing the unknown. Siga has never done something like this before, and there's a reason for that. So in terms of a long-term investment, if I were to consider a long-term investment, this would be a smart stock to consider a long-term investment on because of the whole monkeypox situation, with the volume that's coming in, with the new all-time highs, with everything is bullish. Everything is bullish long-term about this stock. I think it's a great long-term investment, right? Obviously diversified, do not put all your eggs in one basket, but in terms of a high-risk investment that can yield a high reward, I think this is a great play. And I've been saying this since 1570s. Now it's at $24. The sky's the limit on Siga. The sky is the limit. What you need to understand in terms of this week, for those of you wondering, this is the make it or break it level. 2250. 2250 is make it or break it. 2250, if that can turn into support, it's going to pump like crazy again this week. If 2250 reacts to support, it's going to pump like crazy. If it cracks like 2250, it is not going to go as low as it did last time, crashing to 1340. It will likely bottom out right here towards this wick, top wick at 2064. If not, then $20, right? So understand, 2250 is your make it or break it level. If it cracks and reacts as a resistance, for the short term, for the micro, it will sell off and it will drop in between 20 to 20. It will drop in between 2050 to $19. That's where it will drop to if 2250 reacts as a resistance. Now, if 2250 reacts as support, that is a strong micro bullish confirmation that it will continue to pump and continue to reach for new all-time highs and hit $25 plus, right? So 2250 is your make it or break it level. For the short term, if it cracks, it goes bearish to $20.50 to $19. If it holds, it goes to $25 plus. In terms of the long term, easily above $25. This is a great stock for the long term if you want to take a risk. I like this one for a long-term hold, right? With that being said, our next stock is going to be, let's take a look here, AMC. So for those of you who are wondering about AMC, the last time I made a video about this, I told you guys there was a gap to fill at $17. That's the make or break it level. If it turns into support, it's going to rock it. If it turns into resistance, it's going to get crash. And as you can see on the daily chart, strong bullish wick exactly at $17, and it continued to rise. So here's where we're at on AMC. We are at a make it or break it situation. This is where I want you to understand in terms of where we are at. We are truly at a key make it or break it level on AMC right here. So this is where we're at. We got a lot of resistance here at this, what is this level right here? And this $22.35, $22.35, $23 make it or break it resistance zone, right? If that reacts as a resistance, it starts to drop. If it breaks above 23, we will be on track to go to $29.44. There is a gap to fill at $29.44. Me personally, if AMC goes to $29.44 and it starts reacting as a resistance, it starts selling off, I will look to trade puts. I will look to scalp puts. If AMC forms a bearish candlestick on the daily, something like this, a bearish trend reversal candlestick at this 29.40 level, I will look to swing trade puts if that were to occur, right? If that reaction and confirmation occurred. So we are approaching a make it or break it zone on AMC, which is from $22 to $23. If it breaks above, we will be on track for a run to $25 to $26. If it breaks above that, then the gap will fill at $29.44, which would be basically the best level you can buy puts on AMC, in my opinion. So I'm going to be very interested in that level and setting my alerts there at all these make it or break it levels. But like I said, that best level for put options is going to be at that 29.44 level. That is where I would strongly considering picking up some puts on AMC if you see that bearish reaction. Tesla, what I tell you guys about Tesla? I told you guys best level for puts right here, 952.62. The highest it got to was 940, but as you can see, the gap close reversal worked, sold off hard, sold off hard. So it partially filled the gap and had a reversal. Unfortunately, it didn't get to as high as I wanted it to, so I did not trade the puts for Tesla, but it has been selling off, and it triggered dark blue on the squeeze, so that's not a good sign. In terms of calls, I would wait till 776.58 for a call opportunity, or even better, 742.50. Right now, I'm on the sidelines. In terms of puts, a new level of interest is this 925.90 for a gap close reversal. Those are the top stocks that I'm watching into this week. As always, SPY is going to be the main focus. Basically, every single trade that I've been making with the small account challenge has been on SPY. And it's up over 80% since I've started, grinding that small account. So with that being said, it's going to be another phenomenal week trading. I'm looking forward to it. Very excited. This is also a new indicator that I have added. It's an ultimate volume custom indicator recommended by a trader that I've been following for a very, very long time, who I've been working closely with. Basically, you see how the volume is blue on the chart here. It just tells you the number of the volume. This indicator basically tells you how many people bought and how many people sold. It's color coded. So it will show you color coded if it's a lot of sellers, a mixture between buyers and sellers, or a lot of buyers. That's what the candlestick is going to do for you, which is something the candlesticks cannot do for you, and something this useless blue color coded volume cannot do for you. So it's going to be a very useful candlestick because it's going to help me determine if a lot of selling pressure is being created or if a lot of buying pressure is being created. And this can help further determine that by not just using the candlesticks, but also using the volume, right? So I'm finding this very useful. I'm already studying the history on how it works, and it seems to be working well just by going back throughout its histories. And it works for all time frames. So yeah, that's something new that I'm using as well, along with the Squeeze Pro. I've been using the Squeeze Pro indicator. It's been working great for over a year now. But yeah, with that being said, guys, if you do want to be a part of Trader Society, you get to watch me trade live every single day at Market Open. You get access to my watch list. You get access to the real-time trade alerts. You get access to the Discord server. You get access to the live trading streams that I do at Market Open, where you get to see me trade my portfolio live, hear the live commentary, break down the charts, technical analysis, any your favorite stocks. Get access to the video lesson library, learn how to trade the unique price action gap trading strategies, learn how to trade risk management, position sizing, psychology, mindset to trading, learn how to compound your account, learn how to grow trading options both ways in a bull or bear market, calls and put options, learn how to master the SPY. If you want to learn everything it is that I've learned about the stock market, it is all within Trader Society, within the video lesson library, within the live trading streams, within the stock analysis that I give in the Discord real time on the voice channel, real time voice alerts and voice commentary as well, live analysis, right? It's the first link down below in the description. Click that first link, and as soon as you join, you get instant lifetime access to everything. It's a one-time fee. I'm going to leave it off at that. You can start trading with us as soon as tomorrow morning. I will see you guys tomorrow live at Market Open.